Right. So moving on, the number of unstable structures. So this is a quite different question from the previous years. Give me a second again. Right. So this is one of the different questions from the previous years because in general they ask for the number of stable structures. However, in this particular year they have asked for number of unstable structure. However, they have given you the Lewis structure, initial Lewis structure. So if I draw this initial Lewis structure that they have given typically, so there is a negative charge here and a positive charge on the nitrogen, so no problem because oxygen is more electronegative than nitrogen. So having a positive charge on nitrogen in this particular structure is a little bit okay, it's stable. So one of the first point that I will consider here is, okay, so this is a Lewis structure that they have given. So can I draw another Lewis structure from this one? Okay, so I will put all the electrons as well to give the charge. So one thing that you will identify is I can draw another Lewis structure, making this one a negative charge this species and this one a positive, like a neutral form. So I will give this negative charge this bond, so I just move the electrons. Okay, I just want to delocalize the electrons. So then I will have another Lewis structure which is in the form very similar to the previous one, but only the charge is different in different oxygen. So here it will be the double bond, and here it will be the single bond with the negatively charged species, and here there will be the positive charge. Okay, so now this is the point that you need to understand how to do the unstable structure. So one of the unstable structures then you can think initially to draw is giving a positive charge to the oxygen atom, because in this particular structure oxygen is more electronegative than nitrogen. So having a negative charge on oxygen is accepted. But if you give a positive charge to the oxygen, which means that structure becomes unstable. So first structure that you can draw from this first Lewis structure, for an example, I can give these two electrons to this nitrogen oxygen bond, and I can take this bond to form a single bond. So if I draw this resonance structure, so there will be oxygen and hydrogen. So this is the peroxynitric acid. So I'm going to form a double bond here between nitrogen and oxygen. So there will be two negative charges in the oxygen atom here, which bonds to nitrogen. However, there will be a positive charge on this particular oxygen. In a similar way here also, there will be nitrogen oxygen double bond, and this oxygen is considered to be a negatively charged species. Okay, so this will be like this then. Double bond, there will be lone electron, there will be nitrogen which has a plus charge, and this will be O minus, and this will be O minus. So how many structures that you can draw? That's the question, right? So you see here I have drawn two unstable structures where oxygen is having a positive charge. That is very important to consider. Here there's a positive charge, here there's a positive charge. Okay, so 1, 2. However, that is not enough, so we need to think more and see whether if we can draw more structures. So since I have given these two electrons to this nitrogen, I also may check whether if this oxygen, the second oxygen, which makes this compound peroxy, having two adjacent oxygen molecules. So if I think about this oxygen, and if I think to give this two electrons to this double bond, to this single bond between oxygen and oxygen to form a double bond, it would be difficult, because if I form that double bond, you see here the oxygen that is next to this first oxygen that is bound to hydrogen, it will become 5 bonds. However, you know, oxygen is in 2-second period and it can only accommodate electrons up to 8. So if you try to make a double bond between the oxygen, it would be difficult, because there will be 10 electrons around that oxygen, which is not accepted here. So it is very important to understand when you are drawing the resonance structures, try as much as possible to draw within the electron configuration that belongs and that recognizes the octet in this particular case. Okay, so there are 2 unstable structures here, 1 and 2, that I have drawn. You may see these 2 are similar structures. Yes, these 2 are similar structures. However, you need to consider about the electron movement. This electron comes from different oxygen. Although you have only one unstable structure, they say can be drawn from the peroxide. So actually the answer is second one. Okay.